The Harington Baronetcy, of Ridlington in the county of Rutland, is a title in the Baronetage of England. It was created on June 29, 1611 for James Harington. He was a descendant of John Harington, one of the barons summoned to Parliament by Edward II. James's elder brother was John Harington, 1st Baron Harington of Exton. The 2nd Baronet was a royalist during the English Civil War. The 3rd Baronet was a major general in the Parliamentarian army and one of the judges appointed to try Charles I, although he refused to sit. He was nonetheless accepted from the Indemnity and Oblivion Act and his title was forfeited for life in 1661. The 9th and 12th Baronets were both judges. Sir Charles Robert Harington, son of Reverend Charles Harington, second son of the 11th Baronet, was Professor of Chemical Pathology at the University of London and Director of the National Institute for Medical Research. John Harington, fifth son of the 11th Baronet, was a Brigadier General in the British Army. David Gaughan Champernon, great-grandson of Arthur Champernon, son of Reverend Richard Harington, second son of the 6th Baronet, was Professor of Statistics at the University of Oxford from 1948 to 1959 and Professor of Economics and Statistics at the University of Cambridge from 1970 to 1978. The second son of the current baronet is the actor Christopher Kit Harington, b. 1986. Early life and ancestry. Christopher Catesby Harington was born on December 26, 1986 in Acton, London. His mother named him after Christopher Marlowe, whose first name was shortened to Kit, a name Harington prefers. He did not learn what his full name was until he was 11 years old. His parents are Sir David Harington, 15th Baronet, a businessman, and former playwright Deborah Jane. Through his father, Harington descends from Scottish politician Henry Dundas, 1st Viscount Melville. Harington is related to men who were involved on opposite sides of the Gunpowder Plot. He claims a family connection with the leader of the plot, Robert Catesby, on his mother's side, while through his father's side, he is related to King James I, the target of the assassination attempt, and to Lord Harington, who was in the Houses of Parliament that Catesby and his co-conspirators tried to blow up. Harington was a pupil at the Southfield Primary School from 1992 to 1998. When he was 11, his family moved to Worcestershire and he studied at the Chantry High School in Martley until 2003. He became interested in acting after watching a production of Waiting for Godot when he was 14, and he performed in several school productions. He attended Worcester Sixth Form College, where he studied drama and theatre. When he was 17, he was inspired to attend a drama school after seeing a performance by Ben Whishaw as Hamlet in 2004. Harington moved back to London in 2005 when he was 18 after completing Sixth Form and, later that year, attended the Central School of Speech and Drama, graduating in 2008. Career 2008–2010, early work in theatre. Before acting, Harington originally wanted to become a journalist. While still at drama school, he landed the role of Albert in the National Theatre's adaptation of War Horse. The play won 2 Olivier Awards and gained Harington a great deal of recognition. He was later cast in his second play Posh, a dark ensemble comedy about upper-class men attending Oxford University. 2011–present, breakthrough with Game of Thrones/I and film roles. None. Upcoming projects. In May 2022, it was announced that Harington would star in Mary's Monster, a film about author Mary Shelley's mental struggle to write her 1818 novel Frankenstein. That same month, he also joined Scoot McNairy and Josh Lucas in the action thriller Blood for Dust. In June 2022, Game of Thrones author George R.R. Martin revealed that a Jon Snow spin-off series was in early development, and that it was Harington who first brought the idea for the project. Personal life. As of 2015, Harington lives in Canonbury, London. In 2017, he purchased a £1.75 million 15th century country home outside Ipswich, Suffolk. Harington began a relationship with his Game of Thrones CO star Rose Leslie in 2011. They announced their engagement through the forthcoming marriages section of the Times on September 27, 2017. On June 23, 2018, the couple married at Rain Parish Church in Aberdeenshire, Scotland. In September 2020, Leslie posed for a magazine photo shoot visibly pregnant. They had a son, first spotted in February 2021. In May 2019, Harington checked into a mental health and wellness facility to seek help for some personal issues. Harington is a football fan and a supporter of Manchester United. Charity work. In 2015, Harington joined a cast including Benedict Cumberbatch, Nicole Kidman, James McAvoy, and Christopher Eccleston in a charity production of the children's monologues, conceived by Oscar-winning director Danny Boyle. The performance took place at the Royal Court Theatre in London, on October 25. Proceeds went to Boyle's creative arts charity Dramatic Need, which helps vulnerable children in South Africa and Rwanda to build hope and self-belief in the face of conflict, trauma, and hardship. Since April 2016, Harington has been an ambassador for the Royal Mencap Society, a leading organization in the United Kingdom helping people with learning difficulties that also provides support for their families and caregivers. On April 16, 2016, he was appointed as a patron of Longlands Care Farm, a charity located on a working livestock farm in Worcestershire, in which they care for, mentor and support disadvantaged and vulnerable young people aged 14–19 who are not succeeding in mainstream education. On September 12, 2016, Harington, as well as Kate Blanchett, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Peter Capaldi, Douglas Booth, Neil Gaiman, Keira Knightley, Juliet Stevenson, Jesse Eisenberg, and Stanley Tucci, featured in a video from the United Nations Refugee Agency UNRWA to help raise awareness of the global refugee crisis. The video, titled What They Took With Them, has the actors reading a poem, written by Jennifer Toxvig and inspired by primary accounts of refugees, and is part of UNRWA's Number with Refugees campaign, which also includes a petition to governments to expand asylum to provide further shelter, integrating job opportunities, and education. In August 2017, with a video backing Mencap number Stop Sleep in Crisis, Harington called on the government to fund 6 years back pay for overnight carers. In a personal message of support, Harington said, "The learning disability sector in the UK is on the brink of crisis. It is faced with a back pay bill of £400 million which it cannot pay. Many of the providers of this essential, sleep-in service, face bankruptcy. And some of the most vulnerable people in our society will be left, without care, without hope, and without an independent future. Stand with Mencap and stand with the incredible people our colleagues support and care for every day." In 2018, he joined Tom Hiddleston, Kristen Scott Thomas, Jeremy Irons, and Indira Varma among others for a one-off charity gala celebrating the life and work of Harold Pinter, directed by Jamie Lloyd. The event Happy Birthday, Harold took place at the Harold Pinter Theatre in London on October 10 and comprised a varied programme of Pinter's work. Proceeds went to Amnesty International and Chance to Shine, two of Pinter's favoured charities. In 2022, during the Russian invasion of Ukraine, Harington supported a humanitarian campaign by starring in a video where he asked to help Ukrainian refugees. Harington auctioned off signed Game of Thrones memorabilia to support Ukraine. Filmography. Film, television, radio, video games.